So I found this great new website called Shovel. Shovel is a study planner that focuses on real-time management by coordinating tasks, assignments, sleep time, your work schedule, and so on. It automatically calculates how much time you have left in your day to study by the minute so that you know when you can study and complete your tasks. It also features a great assignment system by allowing you to set very specific details for each task and then tells you how soon you need to get started on that task so you can actually get it done on time. It also features a great night mode, a cushion setting, and it basically allows you to customize your calendar entirely according to your sleep time, your coursework, as well as your term schedule. So let's jump right to it and see what Shovel is all about. So Shovel is mainly divided into three main sections. You have the pile, the cushion, and the GPA calculator. The most important section in Shovel is the pile. The pile is basically a main time management tool that allows you to set up individual courses as well as activities and set up tasks. Inside the pile system, you have a schedule and a plan tab. The schedule part allows you to, first of all, set up a course. Here, a course is basically one of your classes. So for instance, if you're taking biology, you can select a color for each one of your classes by selecting one of the pastel, bright, or dark colors, and they will indicate if you're already using some colors for your calendar. And then you can add specific tasks. The great thing about Shovel is that they actually have a pre-made task system for you. So they basically understand that you'll have readings to do, you'll have article readings, you'll have tasks which are graded, assignments, as well as other ungraded tasks. In your ungraded tasks, I would maybe add your individual study sessions. I've already mentioned in a past video what your study session should look like. It should have a prep session for each course. You should have a review session as well as a wrapping up session, basically every 2 weeks or monthly if that schedule applies to you. So maybe you can add these study sessions in your ungraded tasks. So for instance, you may have biology first class, and then you can add prep session before the name. So you understand that the task you need to complete is prepping for that very specific biology class. I will show you how I set up Shovel for my postgraduate degree. My postgraduate degree this year will be a very simple course. I will have basically one class per week, and it's very simple to set up. So I went to the syllabus that they provided us, and I basically just added a prep session for each specific class. So I have the name of the class, and then I just added prep before that. It basically acts as a very simple list, so all you need to do is add each individual item, at least for now. When you go back to your schedule, you can also add specific activities. Shovel sets you up with meal, workout, and me time, and I also added work because since I'm working full-time, it's really important for me to block out that very specific part of my day because I'm definitely sure I will not be able to study during this time. The plan session allows you to take the tasks you've just assigned, and then you can basically provide details for each one of the classes as well as a due date, as a start time, and subtasks. Subtasks are really important because maybe your prep session will require reading article provided via email, as well as research on the topic using Wikipedia. I don't know. And then in order to complete this main task, you'll have to check each one of the subtasks so you know you've finished those. In case you're working on this very specific task, you can also use Shovel as a timer, so you can start your progress, and then it will start counting the hours and the minutes that you spent doing that task. This is really important to understand how efficient you are in your coursework. You can also set a timer that roughly tells you how much time you'll need for that specific task, so you can schedule ahead and prep your coursework accordingly. Your calendar view in Shovel also allows you to set up your awake time and your study time. So for instance, if I go to this week of October, you already see that I have a lot of things planned out. I have my work hours as well as my meal time. I have my workout scheduled, and then I have 2 prep sessions scheduled for Tuesday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And these basically prep the 2 classes I will have in the evening. I basically have 2 blocks of 1-hour classes per week, so I prefer to have individual prep sessions for each one of them instead of having a bulkier prep session, because even if I can't have a 3-hour prep session or 2-hour prep session, at least I can divide it and I can study during my meal break or just the 30 minutes before. As you can see in this calendar, you have a part of the calendar grayed out, and that's because Shovel really wants to focus as an academic planner and not a fully personal planner. Everything that is blocked out is basically time I will spend sleeping, or it's the weekend, so it's a time I do not intend to study, so I will block it out from my calendar. This is really important because Shovel will take the non-blocked parts of your calendar and it will calculate how many hours you have available to study each day and each week. This is actually what you're seeing right here. So this basically means that I have 3 hours available each morning to study, I have 3 hours and 45 minutes to study each evening, and I have a block of 30 minutes available right before my workouts, and that's basically it. This really allows you to understand that even if you have big goals on how to study and when to study, your time is very limited and you'll have to work with what you have. You can also toggle the study time view so you understand exactly how many hours you have per week to study. And for instance, if you think that you need more than 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes to be considered productive in your study break, you can also just move this around so that Shovel will basically set up your study time in a different way for you. The cushion is basically a view that allows you to understand how much time you have available and how much time you'll need for each one of the tasks that you've just scheduled in your pile view. So basically they provide all the explanations you need right here. If your cushion is 0, you have enough time to get a task done, but you cannot waste a single second in that task. Of course, you'll want a bigger cushion because that means you'll have a more relaxed study session and you won't be running all the time. Then they provide you with a GPA calculator, and I haven't set this up because I don't even know how I'm going to be graded this year, but you can basically add a term and then you can provide, I believe you can provide the details on how your GPA is calculated, and they will automatically calculate it right here. This is Shovel's dark mode, which will come in handy if you're scheduling your study sessions during the night. You can also toggle for different views, so you have your month right here, as well as an agenda mode. This will basically just list all your study breaks, as well as your study sessions and any tasks you need to complete, as well as courses. Finally, if you go to the settings, and this will be the first thing you need to set up when you open Shovel for the first time, you'll be able to set when your classes start and when they end, as well as the end of your exam period. When I was in law school, we had a 2-month exam period, so I found it really important to set up a specific time for my coursework and then a very specific time for my exam period, because they were really different, and it was really important for me to know they were individual parts of my yearly schedule because they required very different work, very different study sessions, and it's really important for me, I believe, in a academic calendar to be able to separate both of those things. You can, of course, always create a new term. For instance, maybe if you're a college student, you want to create a new term for each new semester. Then you can set up your profile, customize your data specifically for your calendar settings, and get your notifications. Regarding your pricing plan, I'm currently using my free trial to record this video because I'm not very sure if I'm going to use Shovel for a very simple postgraduate degree. So the pricing plan for Shovel is basically $3.99 for a monthly subscription, $2.99 every time you pay for 6 months, and $1.99 if you pay for 1 year of Shovel. You can always have a 40-day free trial if you want to try it out, and then you can compare it and see how it works in comparison to other free software you may use, like Notion or a very regular Google Calendar. But all in all, my opinion is that Shovel is a great study app. I think it's a very great tool for students because calculating the remaining time you have in your calendar and really showing you how much time you have left, what is the cushion, how urgent your study sessions will be is very hard to find, at least in my opinion, in regular websites and regular planning apps. So Shovel does that for you. And it also allows you to provide all the details for a very specific class, for a very specific course. It provides a lot of different options for assignments, as well as details on your teachers, as well as contacts. So I think that specifically the 1 year option, if you can commit to it and you believe that your 40-day free trial showed you that you'd use Shovel for a year, or maybe just try it out for a month and see if it works and if you're reaching to it. And if you're not, I really don't think it's relevant to pay for a time management app when you have other free alternatives like your Google Calendar, like the personal plan in Notion, and so on. And if there is something that I really want to change about myself this year is how much I learn on a daily basis. And between working, managing a business, and trying to conciliate family life with some well-deserved self-care, sometimes there isn't enough time in the day dedicated to education. That's why it's much easier to rely on platforms that allow us to watch interesting content during other busier tasks. And for that, you have a great combo, which is CuriosityStream and Nebula. CuriosityStream has thousands of documentaries that you can watch on the go. Their portfolio covers dozens of different topics that can help you improve your knowledge in things you wouldn't be able to learn in such a short amount of time. When you sign up for CuriosityStream, you also get access to Nebula, which is a platform made by video creators, myself included, where we are able to share our content without YouTube's restrictive policies. Signing up for Nebula allows you to, first of all, access a curated library of ad-free educational videos, and secondly, watch awesome content that you can find anywhere else. You're also helping supporting independent creators on making content that is useful and interesting instead of having to cater to YouTube's algorithm. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!